This is the 8-9 Combo.
This is the 8-9 Combo. I'm Brett McKay, and it is wonderful to welcome back to his own podcast, Harry Jones. Hello.
How's it, man? Yeah, I went into a vortex of celebration.
Yeah.
There were things that must not be spoken of. There were things that I cannot unsee. But
Yeah.
The great revenge rectal exam test has been won by the Springboks. The Irish have been put down. Scars aplenty. And I will say this. Those are some tough boys, those Irish. It's actually really weird in the press conference, and you feel sorry for the captain, Caelan Doris, who has to sit there barefoot, eyes swelling up, literally couldn't get up out of his chair. I think, why are you here answering these questions? So how tough was it out there? What did you think about the scrums?
Yeah. No. Yes. If you didn't see the weekend postmortem, you also wouldn't have not seen Harry Jones, who was absent. You made me go on my own
In absentia.
And
how did you like that? Did you like going solo?
I didn't. No, I didn't. I've told you before. The hard part about that, and when I was working in TV, I didn't like doing piece to cameras or anything like that either, because you have to set your own pace. Whereas it's much easier just to react to a question or react to an answer. So I used to nail live crosses and things because there'd be a voice in my ear and I'd just react to that.
You're more like the Lee Mack type. You like to interject and come in hot and counterpunch. I'm more like the David Mitchell, go on a long ramble rant. We're not sure if we're talking about rugby or pie making.
Yeah, that's fair. What are you giving cheers to then around the rugby world this weekend?
Well, I'll cheer the sight and sounds of Ballsbridge, South Dublin, the convocation of Saffers from all over, guys like Johan van Kraan coming over from Bath, CJ Stander, who said to me, I'm sort of happy, I'm sort of sad, outside the schoolhouse hotel.
Did he say to you, hey, you're my voice?
Yeah, we talked about that actually. He said I did a good job. So just the meeting, the people from all over, from the Caribbean islands, from Seattle, from parts unknown, from Cork. Yeah, people flew.
Yeah, right.
Because it's so easy. It literally is get on a plane at night somewhere in Chicago, 6 hours later, you're in Dublin. So all the diaspora could attend, and there were droves of people. There were also a lot of people that were turncoats. There's a seriously weird tribe of Irish people who are supporting the Springboks right now. My cheers is for how rugby is a very weird sport. We mix and mingle. There's no need for us to be cordoned off from each other like football fans. Mm-hmm. The conversations before and post, absolutely wonderful. Even though one side might have felt this or felt that, one beer, 1 pint later, post game, everyone was having fun.
Yeah, sure.
And the city itself, it's such a nice small city. It plays big when it has to. Plays small when it should. There's a coziness to the city, and everything is so walkable. You find yourself just strolling around for no apparent reason. So well done, Dubliners. You took the loss well. And great host city. Anyone who really wants to have a real rugby weekend, always thought Cardiff was the place, but I think there's more things to do in Dublin.
Yeah, right. There you go. I like that. I'm giving cheers to the World Rugby Player of the Year selectors, because I'm buggered if I know how they separated Malcolm Marx from Ox Inchard and Peter Steph Toy. I just don't. So the fact that they have. And had they have picked the other two over the one they did pick, couldn't have really argued.
If you had to have, is that the conjunctive? If you had to have picked one, which one would you have picked? God, that's a terrible sentence.
Yes, it is. I think I was probably leaning to Peter Steph Toy. I think. But I could make just as good an argument for Ox Inchard.
I was thinking about it. So, and we'll get into this in a minute.
I didn't think Louis Bielbieri would be.
Right.
We'll
talk about it later soon about the World Rugby Team of the Year, Dream Team. But it is something about the portfolio of the scrum and the fact that the Springbok front row did so well just throughout. It might be the one portfolio in their rugby team that was the best. I think it was our best thing. You know, like our assistant coach would have got the highest grade. So there's a lot of logic to the idea that you'd pick one of the two, Ox and Marks. And you might even say that if Ox had stayed healthy, he would have been favorite.
Yeah, Ox and Peter Steph probably had just another bog standard consistent year. Marks, I suppose, relative to previous years, he became a consistent starter. His line-out throwing is a lot better than it used to be. So, you know, maybe that's where they come. Yeah. So anyway, it's it's a minor thing. We are looking forward to another great rugby chat coming up in just a second. But first, mate, please tell the lovely people about subscribing to the 8-9 Combo. Please.
My dog is named Lola, and right before we started recording, I talked to her. I looked at her deep in the eyes, and she's a poodle, and she thinks she's a human. And I said, "What do you think? What do you think the wankers should do? Should they wank or should they subscribe?" And she pointed her nose towards subscribe in this corner right here.
In that,
I'm trying to point with my nose while I rub
down there. Yes, you've not done that particularly well. So hit the red subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on the on any of the pod platforms, then hit follow, hit like, hit subscribe, whatever it happens to be, wherever you are, and make sure you turn the notifications on.
Correct.
Just all but done. Wales to host South Africa in Cardiff this weekend is all that's left. It feels right that joining us to go through everything over the last month is the only man in the rugby world on more podcasts and YouTube channels than Harry Jones himself. Please welcome back to the 8-9 Combo, Huw Griffin. Hello, mate. How you doing?
Hello, guys. Pleasure to be here. Yeah, I think Harry's actually got me beat in terms of number of podcasts produced per week, but I have him beat on number of channels on. So we're still vying. We're still vying for the most unavoidable face.
Nobody beats you in matches watched, though. I understand.
No.
How many matches do you think you average per week?
It's a great question, and I was working this out the other day because I think it's at least 200 rugby matches a year because four a weekend sounds about right. One on Friday, two on Saturday, one on Friday, two on Saturday, one on Sunday. It's at least that, guys. You would be horrified. Basically, it's not cool. It's not funny.
You know how like humans always adapt and evolve to what they're doing. Have you had any evolutionary changes in your body from this sort of activity?
If any, none good. I did when I was fortunate enough to interview Swayze de Brain, I asked him just like, how much rugby do you watch? And he said when he was a super sports analyst, he was like, no, it was too much. That was no good.
Yeah. I reckon it might be more than 200 a year, mate, because I'm just thinking in Super Rugby season, I would watch 5 a weekend. If Six Nations are on, you can probably add a 6th, maybe a 7th on. Even through the international season, I'm comfortably watching 2 or 3.
Yeah, but you do a
weekend.
Detox, Brett. You do a massive.
I do.
Like you shut down for about 3 months, and you're like, no rugby whatsoever.
I do. That's coming up, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Huw does it. He just goes straight into French. Boom.
Yeah, and then that's what I'm saying here. You do the Irk, you do the Premiership, you do the top 14.
I don't do the Premiership.
You don't do the Premiership.
No,
that's where you draw the line.
I draw the line at that.
Every man must have his code. That's too far. Pushing.
Right.
Yeah, Rian Lowe made a great point about it on one of his shows once. Is he was like, the Rugby Championship's finished. Fantastic. Can relax for a bit. Oh no, the Irk has started.
Yeah.
I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. He will not watch the Prem.
It's more than fair. A question for you, Huw. Malcolm Marx, as we mentioned in the intro, named World Player of the Year. Tell me this. Do you think the timing of the announcement coinciding with the end of the Springboks Island test, which by the point they were naming it was very obviously going to be won by the Boks, would they have kept that timing if Louis Bielbieri won it?
That's a interesting question, and immediately it made me think of how the Women's Awards and the Coach of the Year award were announced right at the full-time whistle of the World Cup final. And Sophie Goody was named Player of the Year, and John Mitchell got Coach of the Year there on the pitch. I kind of guess the fact that it was just like in the dressing room was just a little bit like, oh, okay. It seemed a little bit slapdash. It seemed a little bit rushed. It was filmed on someone's phone, you know, and like it. So that wasn't that amazing. It would have been a lot cooler to watch Louis Bielbiere get it in France in front of all those tens of thousands of people. That would have been
in the middle of the warm-up
spectacle. No, after the game, leave it to, because he was expecting it. He was there waiting, going, bloody hell, when are they going to announce this now?
I was the first questioner in the Bach press conference, and Marks was there, and I said, "Hey, Malcolm, but you won the world." And I feel like he looked at me like, "What are you talking about?" I feel like I broke the news to him, but it didn't do it very well.
And that's why you don't work in news. It was just weird because you're following the game along the socials, and all of a sudden things start popping up. I was like,
it popped up before the game. So I think
what do you mean we're doing this now? It was just it was weird.
Well, he's a deserved winner. He's one of those guys that can take over a match. And also on his head-to-heads when he was up against people, Marchand or Dan Sheehan, Cody Taylor, he had the measure of them. And I think sometimes that's what you want to look at is, when you go into these head-to-heads, maybe that's what Ramos didn't get it, because Ramos was outplayed by Willemse and Will Jordan gets it. But, I think you have to be clearly the best, but also you have to face off against someone who's one of your rivals and then take over.
Sure. It would be interesting to know how they do it. But anyway, we can get into that. We will talk about the World Team of the Year coming up a little later. The weekend's results, we can flip through these pretty well. New Zealand beat Wales pretty comfortably. South Africa beat Ireland, I think, more comfortably than that scoreline indicates, 24-13. Italy were too good for Chile. France just scraped home against Australia. Scotland 56 beat Tonga 0. And England 27 beat Argentina 23, who really butchered the end of that game. They had a massive chance to win that and buggered it up.
Pretty spicy that Felipe Contepomi gets pushed in the chest by Tom Vitkant Curry.
Yeah, and the great shame for the aftermath is that who's on the knee?
Malia, ACL.
Yes.
And Contepomi kept saying, I am a 48. I'm a 48-year-old man. And then he pushes me in the chest. What is he doing? I was just thinking, why are you saying
is he Italian?
Yeah, he's all Argentines are Italian. Do not fall into the trap of thinking they're Spanish. They're not. They don't speak Spanish. Okay. It's a slidey version of Spanish, and it's just Italiano.
Okay.
But anyway, why was he saying that? Why was he keep saying his age? I felt like, that's not that
I think he was trying to say that Tom Curry was beating up on a senior citizen. I think that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
You met Felipe at Twickers when we were together. He looks like he's ready to play. I don't know about you, but he looks fit as hell, no?
He looks good. I think he benefited from going bald early. And so no one's like, oh, where'd your hair go, bro? He just looks the same as he did. So yeah, and I think probably the Italian players, he's probably one of those coaches like you have in football, like when a really good football player like Thierry Henry becomes like a manager, and he's just like, beat 3 men and put it in the top corner. Yeah. And like, oh, okay.
Easy.
Like, no, but he's really
like
good.
Michael Jordan was coaching. Why are you not jumping over people? What's wrong with you?
Yeah. When you dunk, you need to set off from the free throw line. Yeah.
Who would win a fight, like just cage fight between Felipe Contepomi and Tom Curry? I actually think Felipe would win. I think he looks quicker.
Tom Curry's wrist would break, or hip would go, or something.
Something would pop.
Yeah, the man's held together with sticky tape as it is.
I can't not see Kelly Slater. Felipe Contepomi and Kelly Slater are interchangeable for me.
Fair.
They are the same person.
That's one of your skills, is seeing people that look alike.
Yeah.
Well, that's something I've learned about you during this.
Okay.
A lot of people say that I look like Tomo Ramos.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. I'd need to see Ramos in a flat cap.
And wait, you have to also look petulant. If whatever put your petulant face on, then that would be like Ramos. Because he always looks like he's always perturbed.
I've been practicing how to say voila like French people, because French people don't say voila like English people do, where we go, oh, voila.
Voila.
No, they go just, hey, voila. They just after doing something.
You just shrug at all time. Just shrug while you're shrugging. That's the key.
They load the dishwasher and go, hey, voila. Yeah, that's it.
That's not what you put. That's not what you do it. I just load the dishwasher.
They're always sarcastic too. They're never actually on the level. So when they say "c'est superb," they don't really.
Well, the best thing is when you see like non-French players go to play in the top 14, and after 2 years they talk to the referee, and then they just go.
Yeah,
like, Dan Bigger was doing it for too long because he learned to speak French quite quickly and was conversing with referees, and then he'd just start going. Like, Dan, you're from Swansea. Don't do that.
Yeah, exactly. The French have a great saying when you hear a child screaming on the airplane, the French all say the same thing. Have children. They just say that to each other.
Have children.
It's great.
How early in French lessons do you learn the shrug?
It's
Is that lesson 1?
Yeah, it's your first verbs. It is a verb. The shrug is a verb unto itself.
Good point.
If you need to be taught, you will never be able to do it.
That's
how
point.
It works.
That's a good point. Is there anything out of those games on the weekend that we absolutely discuss, or do we go into? Okay,
yes.
Fire at will.
Huw, please talk to me about the stage of the game in Dublin where the Boks decided we're just going to sit here. We're unassailable. We're going to win this thing. We're 4 tries to 1 up, but we kind of just want to scrum forever. How weird was that situation?
It was weird, and I'm going to do the most perilous thing that one can do on rugby YouTube and question the Springboks, because, like, cool, you're doing this thing and you are clearly the better team. A friend messaged me during the game and said, this is the tightest one-sided game I've ever seen. And that is exactly what the game was. And it's like, yeah, cool, you're doing this. And I can see that you're very big and strong, but the scoreboard's not moving. And I'm like, you're on your 6th scrum in the center field scrum in the opposition 22. You don't have a move that can put a winger over in the corner.
No, we had one. We didn't want to use it.
Exactly. But why not?
Putting scars on them. I think it was.
But have you though, Harry?
Time. It was eating time.
But have you? Why is that better than scoring a try?
Okay,
just
it
before
all
you
goes
answer,
back to Ellis Park, where we had scars because we were up and we tried to keep playing. And what happens is when we try to keep playing when we're up, is some filthy bastards start taking the ball away from us, like Suali'i, and then running it in, and then suddenly we're behind. So
to be fair,
we're just not going to do anything, and then no one can score from us because Ireland didn't look like they could score either.
But what was the plan? So say you kept doing it. So you got Porter got a yellow card in the first half, and then the guy who came on to replace him, he got a yellow card, and Porter had to come back on.
Porter had to come back on, which made me ask the question: has the loose head ever received a red card for 2 scrum yellow cards?
But then once he gets sent off again, then what? Because then it's golden oldies. And
there's another thing though. Forfeiture can happen at some point. So I think the plan was to just get them so carded that they had to call the game.
But my question is this: next time these 2 teams are playing against each other, and one of them's in the trenches, which captain is saying, "Hey guys, remember this"? Because I think it's Caelan Doris. So I think Caelan Doris is the one who says, "Guys, do you remember when we were down to 12 men against the Boks on our own line and we held them out?" I think that's the captain who takes the most from that.
Listen, boys, remember that fucking day when we were scrumming forever?
Because the Irish fans are taking the positives. The Irish fans are saying, actually, I'm pretty happy with how the boys stood up there.
Oh, they can suck an egg. They were down 4 tries to 1.
That's not how they're taking it, Harry. I think
they were 4 tries to 1. That's empirical fact.
They would be more sour down if they were 5 or 6 tries to 1.
Who goes to Dublin and beats them 4 tries to 1? Has that been done in 20 years?
I'm just telling you what people are saying.
But see, as much as you're saying 4 tries to 1, and that's right, it's undisputable.
Beautiful tries too.
Yeah, sure. But the point that it's only 24-13 means that it doesn't feel like 4 tries to 1. It feels like 3 tries to 2. is what.
Well,
it
you
feels
go
like.
do it. Go to Dublin and beat them 4 tries to 1. It's not that simple. Those guys are
No,
rugged.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think that's
tough boys.
underlying Hugh's point. That's why
Yeah.
the island fans are taking it like that. Well, it's only
We like it. We
11
feel
points.
like it's you at a braai and you're talking. Someone says some words and you go, "I'm going to bring in my brother." And you bring your brother and then you beat them both up. And then they go, "I'm bringing my uncle now." And then I'm bringing all my friends. And we just decided we didn't do anything with it. We just beat them up. And then we're like, well, I don't know. Who cares about the score?
Next time you meet an Ireland fan, ask them which game they feel worse about: the Springbok defeat or the France defeat in the Six Nations.
Ooh, good one. I will. I'll do that right away.
It'll be the France defeat. It will,
because they love us. They want to beat us.
No, because the France defeat had points attached to it. It had meaning. It stopped them from winning the Six Nations. Losing to South Africa doesn't stop.
What about the
losing,
Quilter Nations chart? The
yeah. And who won that?
Who won the Quilter?
Show me the Quilter Cup.
Yeah, it's true. We need
even is
the casual fan needs an actual real trophy, don't they? This is kind of just it's confusing.
Yeah, and I think for and maybe that's why 2026 can't come along quick enough, because for too long we've been hearing, the Nations Championship will change that. Well, it bloody better.
Let's see.
Year. So and that's interesting in itself, because already we're hearing Ireland strongly suggesting, telling Japan that they are not going to go to Japan after playing in Australia and New Zealand. You need to play. You need to come to Australia and play us. So already, and we're already hearing Argentina and Fiji are likely to play home games elsewhere. So already there's going to be this narrative of the Northern Hemisphere still don't want to come south in July.
Apparently, because the first game is the week after the top 14 final. So apparently France said, hey, what if we played Japan first and we could send our C team to go play them, and then we'll start playing the proper teams. And apparently New Zealand said, no, we want to have our curtain raiser against you in the first game up. And now everyone's going, well, do you remember what happened last year when everyone got really mad? Well, we're going to do that, all of that again.
Yeah. I just think it's, we're barely a week after the announcement of this, and already we don't actually want to go there because the travel's it's a long way to New Zealand and Australia. Well, yeah, we know that because we do it every second week for 6 weeks.
So should we talk about the Quilter Autumn Nations?
What is a quilter, Huw?
A quilter is someone who makes quilts, Brett.
Should we talk about the tapestry, the quilt, the fabric of these contests?
Yes.
And maybe talk about who came in with what expectation and who left with what deflated expectation, or were there teams that came out feeling even better about themselves?
I reckon England did. I think England came in with reasonably strong expectations and left. Oh no, we're in a really good space here. We had conversations, Harry, about they're surely now Six Nations finals favourites.
I think the biggest winner from the November test is Steve Borthwick, because he has been very proved right. Because there was the amount of doubters, including me, who said that he was rubbish and didn't know what he was doing. They've just played the same game plan, but he's just picked players who obeyed his instructions better, and now they've started beating the All Blacks and everybody, and they've won 10 games in a row, and it sucks. It
has to be his way. I think Borthwick just needs people to do it his way. That's why he got rid of Felix Jones and other people. It has to be like a mind control cult, and we're on a journey. It has to be like that. But when you look at the numbers, the number of kicks they did is the same as South Africa. The number of carries, same as the box. Meters per carry, same as the box. Number of times they put the ball into the air from hand to hand, same as the box, low. And their tries. So the only thing that leaps out to me is they're developing line breaks, Huw, better than everyone else, off of fewer carries. There's a certain efficiency about the chariot that is horrible, disgusting, and we don't like to see it, but it's true. It exists. They do look like they can manufacture tries and breaks from not that many carries.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you watch how many of their line breaks come 3 passes after a high ball regathered. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, yes, yeah, and that's been the shift from this time last year to now. That's been the shift in England. They've worked out. We've got these guys who are great in the aerial. We've got this battalion of back rowers. How do we meld the two to make a game plan that is going to win? And the answer to that is George Ford. And so I think about Finn Smith, who this time last year would be thinking, how good's this? By the time the World Cup comes around, I'm going to have 40 tests to my name. He might be lucky if he plays 10 more between now and the World Cup with this current game plan. So that's been interesting in itself. And George Ford, with all his experience and all his skill and knowing himself as a player and what works and what doesn't work so well, has just been able to drop in and go, okay, if you want me to just kick from the 5 meter line to the 4 meters in front of their 22 all day, I'll do that. I'll start practicing now.
He's such a Borthwickian character, Huw, don't you think? He fits exactly into the mindset we just described.
They're both northern. They both call dinner tea. They both have the same touch points. And that's
what do they call dinner tea?
North of England racist, but
What do you mean they call dinner tea? What do you mean by that?
Okay, so in England, you call different meals in the day different things. So I call the evening meal tea because I'm from the north of England.
Yeah.
Some people call it dinner.
Yeah.
Some people call lunch dinner, which is doubly confusing.
Does anyone call it supper?
No one calls it supper. It's like a little
thing.
mini meal late at night.
Yes.
Okay,
supper
so
is
dinner
late
or tea. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What do you call the first meal of the day?
Breakfast.
Everyone says that?
Everyone says that.
Cool. Okay. That's just checking. Yeah. What about tea in the middle, like 2 o'clock, 2 p.m.?
Afternoon tea is very specific. Afternoon tea is cakes and scones.
It's literally tea in the afternoon, Harry.
That's a lot of words to say for a northerner.
And the little sandwiches come on a little raised thing.
Yes.
Rugby podcast.
Yes.
Northerners just eat lasagna. They don't eat...
on a little thing that reaches high, and they literally call it high tea.
Oh, interesting.
But then you've got brunch as well.
Yeah.
So the thing about this is Borthwick seems to have found his characters. He knows who his mutineers are, his pirates, and he's going now toward the one thing. They gave up a lot of penalties, and they seem to be a bit wild. So
I don't think that hurt them though.
If you right, but it can. If
for sure.
If the French or the Irish can sort of find that. Well, I suppose they're also really interested in what the Scottish do because that's the only team that Scotland beats is England.
The thing about England now, though, is because they've been doing the same game plan for years and now they've just doubled down on it, double extra. Everyone knows what they're going to do. So eventually someone like Razzie or whoever it is going to come up with a plan of a better plan, like an anti-England plan.
The Irish didn't change enough. And now it's just really easy to,
exactly
find little seams in them.
That's the thing that the box can do. France are kind of the same because France, it was the same plan. Oh, no, it doesn't work. The box are like, you don't know what we're going to do. We can do anything. Whereas
we don't even know what we're going to do. Like we have no idea.
Or you got like the All Blacks where one of them gets the ball and goes, oh my God, I've got the ball. Now what? But with you know what England are going to do. So eventually someone, because it's an algorithm, right? It's a computer code. They're all going through it, and it's this, and then we do this, and then we do this, and then we do this.
We have tea, and then we have dinner. Yeah.
Is that you can feed them, you can set traps for it, because you know what they're going to do in different situations, so you can set traps for it, and then you can give them bad data. So if they're a data processing machine, all you need to do is give them bad data, and they'll make the wrong decision, and then they won't know how to get back on script
from that. Yeah.
And then so at some points they're going to have someone completely bamboozle them and it will be embarrassing. But then probably the annoying thing is Borthwick will probably learn from that and fix it. And then we'll be straight back to where we are now.
So speaking of bad data, let's talk about Australia. So Australia
can we park Australia for a minute? Because I was just going to say I think Ireland and France probably finished November going, it's all right. we're all right. We're like, yes, Ireland will be annoyed that they lost to South Africa, but I think they're going.
I think in both of those
I
nations,
didn't hear
there's
that
a
in the
lot.
capital. I heard a lot of people being very upset about the Pollyanna view of Farrell.
Okay.
We just go to Troy. We were there. I'm like, no, you weren't. You were nowhere. This is where, yes, it was 24-13, but it was also 13 a million. Like, it just felt like, yeah, but you really were never going to win that game. And
it was 4 tries to 1, Harry.
And to be at minute 48 knowing that, I think that's a problem.
Yeah.
It also looked like, so here I'll go to the stats. Their meters per carry is abysmal. They're not even getting to 2 meters. They're having no punch across the big gain line. They're developing no line breaks. They averaged 4 in 3 matches against the big guys, South Africa and New Zealand. And they're not scoring tries, Huw. So what's up with the Irish attack?
I think the broader problem with Ireland is that Andy Farrell, I think he is trying to change the game plan, because if you look at the numbers from pre-2023 World Cup to now, it's clearly very different. But they're trying to change what's happening without changing any of the people. They're not changing the players.
Exactly.
They're not changing the assistant coaches.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the same. And I know they've had a new assistant attack coach come in since the last World Cup, but that guy came from Leinster. So he's not a new voice to these players. He's not bringing them new ideas.
Yeah.
And like Pep Guardiola said it in football, like, you cannot win repeatedly with the same players over and over. I found a team sheet from when they played against Scotland in 2022 in the Six Nations. And of that team sheet, 4 players were not in the 23 to face the box. Wow. 2 of them were injured and 2 of them had retired. Yeah. So you could, if you creatively twist, put a little backspin on it, and maybe a little bit of bad faith, we could say Andy Farrell has not dropped a player on form in nearly 4 years.
Their problem is they're sitting number 4 in the world, and no one really believes they're 4th. Everyone believes they're 5th, even in Dublin. They say, we're probably 5th because I think the French will beat us. And they were handled by New Zealand, the All Blacks and Springboks. They were just handled. They were manhandled. Yeah. The win against Australia isn't counting right now because right now Australia is fading. So there was a record in the Irish Times that said against the top 4 teams, Ireland's win-loss lately is terrible. Yeah. They're just not beating any of the top teams.
I think the nations that you mentioned, Brett, France and Ireland, I think if you canvassed opinion in those nations, it would be very split. It would be very split because if you look at it from the outside, and me, a Wales fan, hi, your win record sounds nice. That'd be cool. But the fans are like, this isn't going to carry on like this much longer.
Yeah.
And it's the whole thing. The phrase that I've heard most often spoken about Ireland over the last year is the phrase, the end comes slowly and then all at once. And everyone
gradually
we're in the slowly bit now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's kind of
so Huw, you're a great follower of the French game. Why are they not kicking the way they used to, with the super long kicks and a lot of them, and just refusing to stop the kick tennis until they like what happens?
Surely that's not just on Dupont. Surely.
No. It's funny. Even Louis Bielbarré's solo try where he chipped it. Even that was not. Even that wasn't a proper French chip because it was too short. It went up and then came back down again. I was like, I don't think that's what he meant, but it worked anyway. I don't know. I feel like Gautier's had a big idea, or maybe he's realized that maybe we need to change because we're a bit predictable. But then it's kind of like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, because it's like, ain't broke, don't fix it, but cannot stay the same.
And so you have 135 kg forwards all over the show. They don't want to run around. I mean, they really don't. They cannot run around. I think they have to be kick chase.
Yeah.
It just, the selections are starting to, and the constant little mini dramas that keep happening, and like,
but that's French rugby.
Yes, it is.
Wouldn't be French rugby without the mini dramas.
Yeah, true.
It is.
Talk to me about bring it. All right, ask. You're allowed one question each about Australia.
Let's jump to Australia in concert with Scotland, because I think those are the 2 teams that leave this quilters with a tattered quilt, a quilt in ripped. Scotland looks just, I don't know, a bit shell-shocked and not too happy. And on all their numbers, let's just go around those. I mean, they don't kick enough. They Their carries are weak, and they're not scoring tries as well. And what's the point of Scotland if you not have attacking rugby? Like, it's built for attacking rugby. If you're not attacking, then what's the point? You're not going to keep other people out. Look what Argentina just ran in.
2 weeks ago, they would have been saying, "Yeah, but we're really pushing New Zealand," and already that's not flying.
The word "push" is really triggering me at the moment. It's like,
what do you look like when you get triggered?
I just sit there like that.
Yeah.
He suddenly goes
Ramos.
Yeah,
it becomes Ramos.
The Scotland kicking thing is so weird because 2 Six Nations ago they were the kickingest team in the Six Nations, and then the one game in that Six Nations that they didn't kick the most in was against Italy, which they lost, and then they stopped kicking. Like, but you got the perfect data points to show that that's the worst possible plan, but then they just stopped. And that's why Blair Kinghorn's stats in the Six Nations for run meters and defenders beaten and carries and stuff are ridiculous. I think, but I saw that before the Tonga game, which he didn't play in, to be fair. I don't think he did anyway. He played 7 games, but he was like 5th for carries in the world. But he played 7 games, which is like 4 less than the other people above him, because he just catches the ball at the back and runs straight back at you.
Yeah.
So Australia is sort of in a similar catch, but different because Scotland has the forever coach, whereas Australia has the short time coach looking
My
over
question is about Joe
horizon.
Schmidt. I have a very specific question for Brett about Joe Schmidt. Has he coached his last game or not? Because I've seen it very emphatically reported in both ways that he is that the France game was his last game and that he's got 3 to go. So which is it?
I have a line in my Rugby Pass column that will come out on Wednesday that said he may or may not have coached his last game.
May or may not. No, pick a side. Which one?
Just guess. I think. In fact, I might even be able to tell you what I wrote. I think I might have even wrote he may well have coached his last game. My gut feel is that he has. Yeah.
Hugh, I think Brett has an email from someone he's not allowed to reveal that was it.
But if he hasn't, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Like,
it is.
What, just to do the first 3 of next year and go straight into the Rugby Championship?
Well,
that's nonsense.
See, the thinking there is that the first July test is a week after the Super Rugby final. And with the assumption that Queensland will be the strongest Australian team and Les Kiss will be involved in Super Rugby finals until right up till the end of it.
Big assumption.
Then massive assumption. Massive assumption. It then would be a big ask to drop out of that into a test week straight away. And it's the same line of thinking. Joe Schmidt was going to finish after the Lions series. But they literally left for South Africa on the Friday after the Sydney Lions test. So that was too short a runway. So he stayed on till the end of the Rugby Championship. Then there was the whole fiasco about Australia wanted Kiss. Queensland said, sure, but we've got him contracted for next year, so you're going to have to pay out that contract. And Rugby Australia went, no, we're not. And they literally went back and forward. And so the agreement was, fine, coach Queensland next year. Schmidt said, all right, I'll do the July test. And then I'm really done. But now he's already saying things like, well, if there's someone that can do a better job, then I'll walk away and I'll just start playing golf earlier. Because if he's saying that, he's already thinking about it.
Because that's exactly. And that leads me on to why I asked the question. It wasn't just because I want to know the answer, which was the main motivator. But when things are going badly and your game plan clearly isn't working, and you've been in this game a long time, and you're thinking, do I really want to go back to the drawing board for 2 games?
Yeah.
Or do I just want to go make this work as best I can, and then I'll see you on the golf course? And that's not a question of Joe Schmidt's character. Any human being would think that.
No. I think these November tests have hurt him. For everything that he's trying to do with the team, for everything that he's trying to implement, for all his public backing of the players and all that, I think he just hasn't got the response that he needed to see.
I have exclusive revelation, breaking news, insight here, based on nothing, that Joe Schmidt at the MCG, his heart broke, and the loss to Andy Farrell broke him. Not all the way, because at 95%, Joe Schmidt's still better than all the other coaches in the world, probably. But that 95% took away that 5% was the love, the zeal, the joie de vivre, and it was gone. And Ellis Park notwithstanding, where he just said, I don't know what's the game plan, guys. Just go crazy. And it worked. He's like, what? That worked? The rest of the season has been horrible, truly abysmal and weak, and with strange selections at times. I just feel like his mind is elsewhere. And also it's like someone talking someone into coming back, but please come back to me. And he's been talked into those extensions, and they're not really what he wants.
Yeah.
It's not really what I mean, my God, he's like 60
He's
plus.
like, Razor's going to get sacked in a minute. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Is that an exclusive breaking news revelation? Yes.
I've said too much.
I can see that happening. It's the only time in the history of New Zealand I can see that happening, because I just don't think Razor has. Where's the love for Razor? Like people like Marty Devlin are just railing every day, and the other guys, I forget his name, he's just railing all the time, ranting and ranting. They don't like Razor's stuff. And let's go there. Let's go to the All Blacks.
I'm in a WhatsApp
dissatisfied team.
I'm in a WhatsApp group with 2 All Blacks fans, and during the Wales match, during the first half, the message popped up: sack him in the tunnel at halftime. And
he hasn't got the love. He doesn't have the Shag Hansen love.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another one like Ireland and France, which is like, your wing percentage is pretty darn good, but no one's happy.
They lost to England, and they lost to England comfortably.
Yeah.
Even in the Wales game, they were in their own half, and the ball went from one touchline to the other through every player's hands, and each one of them got the ball, looked at it, went, ugh, and handed it on, and I was like, what are you doing? You're very good rugby players.
Yeah. It's funny that it's funny that they can play, that they have played so flatly until Damien McKenzie comes on, and I was like, guys, what are you doing? Come on, let's just. Yeah,
so let's talk about the shape of New Zealand, because it is odd. They don't kick at all ever. They throw the ball around to each other a lot. They need a lot of time in the 22 to score. You've talked about this, and that just at some point you have a day where it doesn't work. Like if you're doing that and you're trying to make it work, it'll work because you're good, incredible athletes, great skills, and then you run into England, not in the mood, and then you lose.
I'm working on the theory that 22-meter entry conversion averages out, and I don't know what that average is yet. I plan to work it out once the South African Wales game is done. I'm going to go through every test match of every Rugby Nations Championship thing, so the top 12, and I'm going to get their 22 entries for and against, points conceded at for and against, and I'm going to see what the average is. And my prediction, which is just a hunch at the moment, is that it will average out. And for the most part, if the average is here, for the most part, New Zealand were above average. I'm blocking my own face. Above average. And at some point, as you rightly say, Harry, the average will average out and they'll go below. And that's what happened with England. England went the other way. England were below average and then went above. And that's just that's that evening out. And like you said, it's not sustainable. And it's when they're passing the ball so much, it's like, guys, you know that you're driving maul scores tries for fun. Why are you spending all this time on this 10-meter line?
Getting snaffled and jackled easily because you cannot get to that ruck. There's no way Ethan de Groot can get there.
They're very polite. When I looked at and I think I chatted to you about this, Harry, is in the Bledisloe games, it was so polite. Like there was so many rucks for either team. There were barely any turnovers. No one was slowing anyone's rucks down. And it was just like, now your turn to have the ball, and now our turn to have the ball.
The first Bledisloe, though, there was like 3 kicks in the first half. Like it was crazy. Yeah. So here's my question for both of you, and you've just touched on it, Huw. Where have all the maul tries gone? No one is scoring more tries anymore. They just seem to have dried up. Okay.
In the Six Nations, the line-out was not a contest at all.
Right.
There was barely any line-out stolen. The most stolen was Wales with 4. There was average of less than 1 line-out steal per game. And then I think that coaches looked at that and went, hey, the number of line-outs, backtracking a second, the number of total line-outs in the Six Nations was a record high for the last 10 years. The number of line-out steals was a record low. And I think it was teams just prioritizing defending them more. But I think the coaches would have looked at that stat and go, hey, there's loads more line-outs, there's less phase play, which means that set attacks off lineouts are more important. it's probably, if you stop the maul, you haven't necessarily got the ball. Whereas if you steal the line out,
Yes.
you've got the ball, and then the attack's over.
Yeah.
So my theory is that the line out has become a contest in the air again, and that is what is leading to fewer mauls.
Yeah, that's a good theory.
I actually understood
that.
That was actually cool.
Because
you took me around the mulberry bush, though.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
or in the north, I might call that the cranberry bush.
I think one of the turning points in the Lion series was that Australia did start stealing lineouts, and so yes, they couldn't maul as much. I think that's a really solid theory. Can I just backtrack for a second and just say it is such a rugby YouTube thing for you to say, I'm going to go back through all the Autumn Nations tests for all the top 12.
More than that, I'm doing the whole year.
And look, even more, mate. Like, it's nearly Christmas time. It's time to slow down.
I'm going to look at everything as well, but the opposite. And then I'm going to defeat your numbers.
I'm going to do the opposite, and I'm not going to look at everything.
The thing is,
I'm not going to look at anything soon.
Opta or Oval could probably tell me in 10 seconds, but they'd charge me £2,000.
Johnny,
You
know who's really good is what's his name? Russ Petty.
Petty. Yeah,
he is. You can actually just give him a request. Very arcane. The more obscure, the better. He loves it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Let's talk World Rugby Team of the Year.
Sure.
Shall we? Let's get into that. So that was named this week. Oxenshire, Malcolm Marks, Thomas Dutoy, Mauro Torje, Tug Byrne, Peter Steph Dutoy, Tom Curry, Harry Wilson rounding out the pack. Cam Roygard, Sasha Feinberg, Mgomazulu, Louis Bielbarry, Lenny Kitau, Huw Jones, Cheslin Colby, Will Jordan.
Who are the erroneous picks?
I'm just going to come out and say it. I am really surprised Harry Wilson's there.
But we love
Harry.
Say
that?
Of course we do. We love Harry Wilson. We still love Harry
Why
Wilson.
so negative about Harry Wilson? Tight pants Wilson.
Not negative about Harry Wilson. What
about Harry Wilson's Queenslander friend, Fraser McWright? Might he?
Yeah.
Should have been.
Okay. So this is how you wanted to frame it. You're allowed three changes.
Gotcha.
What are they? Go.
Let's do one each. We'll do one each, like, so we can, think about the next one.
Okay. All right. So I am surprised that Harry Wilson's there, and I'm surprised that Harry Wilson's there considering the year that Jack Conan had, considering the year Ben Earl had, even considering Pablo Matera. Even though I know he played a lot of 6, he played a bit of 7, but as a back rower, Pablo Matera is still one of the best in the game. So I would have thought any of those three would have slightly stronger claims to the strong claims that Harry Wilson has.
Cool. Maybe it was his captaincy and his superlative efforts,
But his captaincy was bad. Against the Lions, wasn't it?
You guys are talking so much shit about my friend Harry. Harry, I love you. These guys are so mean. I don't know why.
I don't know you, Harry. I'm sure I would like you.
Yeah. I'll give it. Can I give a shout out to? I expressed my surprise to his selection on social media, and so a shout out to Harry's brother who came back to me and said, because I said I think the debate will be around the Australian captain, and one of Harry's brothers said, I didn't realize Tom Curry was Australian captain.
Well played.
Easy mistake to make, I said. Yes.
I will demote Cheslin Colby, who had some spectacular errors this year, and I thought sometimes was a bit lackadaisical and his head was somewhere else. I'll go with Juan Cruz Malia.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Or Iskro. Or someone from Argentina.
I think Delgi was the best Argentinian winger.
Okay, Baptiste.
You're just going to drop an Argentinian in either way.
And
this is
an outside back from Argentina. That's what I want there.
Yes. Oh, Haguara is cool. So this was a point that I was going to come on. You mentioned Matera, Brett, is that I feel that Argentina always get undersold in these awards, for sure, in my opinion. And Matera is the only Argentinian to get into a World 15 in the last 5 years. And you've gotten in twice. But still, he's the only one. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is probably the best Argentinian team ever that we're watching at the moment, arguably.
Correct.
I don't think it is arguably.
They've got their highest ranking since the 2015 World Cup, currently.
And they win everywhere. They win in New Zealand. They win everywhere. Yeah.
And if you look at the Six Nations, sorry, not the Six Nations, the Rugby Championship stats, like half of them are topped by an Argentinian. But I think that's kind of the thing that counts against them, is that one's topped by Malia, one's topped by Delgi, one's topped by Oviedo, one's topped by Matera. It's kind of which one do you pick? And they go, oh, but there's this one guy for the other nation.
And then I think their selection, the way the selection works as well, where 1 week you go, right, you back rowers take one step to the left. And so Kremer starts playing 6, and then Kremer plays 8, then Kremer goes back to 7, and Matera goes 6, 7, 8, 19, and Gonzalez goes 6, 8, bench, and they just rotate through so much, and they're all so effective at it, and they all do the job so well that yes, potentially that's counting against them.
Plus, that whenever I want to talk about Argentina, I always have this weird hesitation where I think I'm talking about an Italian player. So I go, Chocobaras.
The accent.
I go, maybe they're from Italy. I go, no, that's bricks. And I get confused.
Right. My second pick, and
I haven't done my first pick yet.
You has to have another veto. Yeah.
I was helping Harry with his pick. I didn't do.
You were. Sorry, you were too.
My veto is I'm going to. I think a lot of my nominations are fullbacks. I think there's a lot of options at fullbacks. I want to give a shout out to David Niniashvili, who tops so many of the World Rugby 2025 Test rugby stats, such as defenders beaten, meters made, kick meters, try assists, line break assists, blah, 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 blah. Now, you might say he's doing it all at tier 2 level. Yes, true. And that doesn't make it easier fact. However, there are 14 other Georgian blokes on the field, and none of them are doing anything like these numbers.
Yeah.
And if you picked him up and put him in France or England or Ireland or whatever it is, So I think it would be cool to see him in. But my other pick for fullback is Tomas Ramos, who I think finally the scales are dropping from people's eyes and going, actually, who is France's real MVP?
Are we just picking people we look like now? Is that what you're doing? Like, okay, I'm like that Georgian.
Ramos was going to be my shout as well, and and Harry will straight away say, I think Damien Willems is probably a better option, and I can probably flip a coin between those two. Ramos has had such a strong year that when he missed those couple of kicks on the weekend against Australia, I went, I can't recall the last time I saw Ramos miss 2 kicks in a game.
Even his misses look good. His misses look good. His misses look better than other people's.
He's got a slight curve, though. His kicks have a slight curve. I don't like it. I like straight.
Most kickers do.
Yeah.
Lee Halfpenny, you could set your sideboard by his kicks.
Yeah, sure.
I will trump both of you, and my next pick is going to be Damien Gaza Willemse, the fullback. Every other fullback wishes they were.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, okay, we've got 3 fullbacks picked so far.
That's easy.
Fullback is very combative.
So third pick? What's your third then, Huw?
Oh,
I've only done one so far.
You keep shortchanging him. He's got Ramos so far. That's it.
Ramos.
Ramos
you picked Ramos, so I'll go to Niniashvili to be cool.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
And then,
so what's your second one then, mate?
I could just pick an easy one. Ardy Surveyor. I think he's good.
Over
Tom Curry.
Okay.
Yes.
It is Tom Curry, not Ben Curry, right?
Yeah. Already played Curry. 7 all year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Harry?
My final one is going to be, let's see, I will go with Vilko Low, Quadzilla instead of Tank the Toy. I thought that Vilko was very destructive all year. There were actually several games in which he just basically changed the game.
Yeah. Right. What's your last pick here?
Tom Rogers of Wales and Scarlets. I'm going to supplant for Cheslin Colby because he's
last weekend didn't count in the last weekend has to carry forward. Harry's
picked Willemse, and Willemse was injured for the vast majority of the year. He's only come good.
He just needs 3 games to win. To be the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I am going Tommy Rog because I like him. And he scored a hat-trick against the All Blacks.
I like him.
That's so honest. I'm picking Tommy Rog because I like him.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And when I was in, because I'm on a podcast with Harry, I have to do a story. I was in the mixed zone at the Principality Stadium after he scored against Ireland in the Six Nations. And because I do a Scarlets podcast, he recognized me. I was just kind of milling about, too nervous to ask any questions. And then as he came away, he went, "Hey, you're here." And he came over and we shook hands and I said he was great. And he said, "Thank you." And So that's my Tommy Rog story.
I like the dialogue.
That is
well
absolutely
written.
that is on par with every Harry Jones in a press conference story.
I like that because it's just such simple dialogue, but it's believable. I find it credible. Yeah.
But if I'm not allowed to pick him, then I am going to pick...
you are. You are.
No, you're not allowed to. You have to pick someone else.
Okay, then I have to pick another fullback, Blair Kinghorn. Based on
fullbacks are you having in this team?
Blair Kinghorn can play wing. It's fine.
I think you picked 4.
A team of fullbacks.
Yeah, I picked it. Look, what can I say? I'm flawed.
Have you got a fullback playing back row now?
Blair Kinghorn can play 10 or centre as well if you need him to.
That's the next Rossi move. Put a lock in the fullback.
I believe that the criteria zone for this selection is last year's November tests until the Rugby Championship. And I would say that Blair Kinghorn during that time was the foremost fullback. And Harry agrees because I have footage of him on my past podcast saying that he's the best fullback in the world.
He was in that year. Yeah.
That's a good argument. So my last pick is actually courtesy of, I saw this on social media from an Irish or maybe even a South African fan. I'm not sure who it was. And they said, I think McWright has a better claim than Tom Curry. And
for sure. I endorse that pick.
Yeah. I think McWright would be deserving.
Absolutely. McWright was, to me, the best.
I've written a few times the last few weeks that Ikitau and McWright are probably the only Australian players to end the year with enhanced reputations.
I agree.
That seems fair. Yeah.
A backtrack to, I actually wrote last week going into the France game that this may well be Joe Schmidt's last game. So I was thinking that a week ago.
So is that like people in the North, when they say may well, what do they mean? Is it probably, possibly, likely?
It means I don't know.
Breaking news. Brett McKay does not know.
It means I think this is very, very, very possible, but there's still enough doubt that I can't say this will be his last game.
Oh my God. That's
it probably means
Judiciary Committee on a red card, the standard they're using there.
It probably means that I agree with what you have proposed, but I ultimately don't know.
Yeah.
And so I would much prefer to say this may well be Joe Schmidt's last game than say this must be Joe Schmidt's last game. Why must it be? Like, you don't. Who are you to say it must be? Writers using the word must in opinions.
There is a very low to very high likelihood that it's his final game.
A very low to very high likelihood. Yeah. A non-zero chance. Yeah. I'm quite sure this either will or won't be his last test.
Oh my God. Okay. You live in Canberra. You sound like a politician right now. Take a stand, man.
Maybe. Oh, look, as I said, I think the fact that he's saying if someone ready to do a better job, then I'll go. If he's saying that publicly, he's been saying it privately for several weeks now. So it could well be.
It started so well, the Australian season.
Yeah, it did.
It just seems like it
did
running out the drain now.
What I have just written for this week for Rugby Pass is that the high watermark for the year was, if it wasn't the 68th minute at Ellis Park, then it was the 76th minute at Ellis Park.
Oh, thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. And it's been Cape Town was not much of a step down, but it's been a gradual and then sudden decline after that.
My question is, in those games where there was thrilling comebacks, which bit was the plan? Which bit?
None of it, mate.
Did they start?
Australia is, and this is absolutely another rabbit hole that we won't go down. Australia is not a comeback team. Australia's record when trailing at halftime is horrendous.
But Schmidt
like in the professional era,
planningest plan of all coaches.
Sure, in the professional era, when the Wallabies are trailing at halftime, they lose 80% of games. They are not a comeback team. It happened twice this year, and suddenly this narrative came back. Oh, yeah, but they finished strong. No, they did it twice.
Huw would say the stats say that no one is really a comeback team. Like if you want to lose a lot, be behind at Oranges.
Yeah, Australia's always been a front running team, if they lead at halftime, they more often than not go on to win.
Is there a comeback team out of the teams we discussed? I don't think. Maybe. I don't know.
The All Blacks always were. They were always the team where they'd
All
always
Blacks
give you
were,
a three-score head start just to make it interesting.
No, now they're just the best 1 hour team, but they're we go beyond 61 minutes. It's just the pumpkin comes out, the cabbage turns into a pumpkin.
They're the best 1 hour team, but sometimes that means that they're ordinary for the first 20 minutes.
I think the Boks are the only ones that really own that final 10, 15 minutes, but it's not really a comeback team either. Like the Boks play better when they get out ahead and sort of stuff you up.
France kind of copied that as well. France and the Six Nations were like, we'll be better in the.
It might be Argentina. Maybe Argentina is the only genuine.
But South Africa is still the best bench impact team, and France are very good at it. England are very good at it now, but South Africa is still the best
the bench comes on
team.
early. I mean, the Boks have been putting on props at minute 34.
Yeah, sure. But more often than not, it's around the 50-minute mark.
Yeah, if you want to beat the Boks, you better be up a lot.
Yeah,
going into.
There's still too many, and so New Zealand don't do this well. Australia haven't. I said last week to you, Harry, Tom Robertson and Billy Pollard came on in the same minute against who they played the week before, against Ireland, and that was the first time in these November tests that two forwards had gone on together, not just two tight forwards, two forwards.
That's cool. Hey guys, how long is this pod today?
Yeah, it's going quite long. Here, it has actually genuinely been a great chat, and we will wrap it up there.
Here are part of the longest pod of 8-9 Combo.
No,
history.
it's
We're
not.
Topped 100 minutes.
It's not.
No, it isn't. It's an hour.
Time. It's just ticked over an hour. But it has been a good chat, mate.
100 minutes per hour. That's what I do.
It could keep going on for a lot longer, no doubt. Thanks so much for giving us some time and helping us wrap up. Well, this series is nearly done.
I'm looking forward to your exhaustive study of all stats that were ever produced by any team ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you. Thank you, mate. McKay and Harry Jones. Great to have Huw Griffin back on the pod, mate. You can catch Huw on one of 4 or 5 different YouTube rugby channels. Just search for Huw Griffin and you'll find them all. That was great.
Hugh's a good guy. And he's fun to talk to. And the thing about him, his brain just kind of goes all kinds of places. And I think he's an engineer or something by trade.
Yes.
So it comes off that
right.
Yeah,
I think you're right. How are you going that you thought we'd been going for 100 minutes?
I don't know. It felt like a long time. I was hungry. Started eating cheese sandwich on camera.
Oh, funny. Very funny. So as we have mentioned, there is but one game of the Autumn Nations series, the November tests. If you're looking at the graphic on the screen, you need to go right down to the very bottom line.
Weird graphic. The weirdest graphic still.
I have loved using that just for the sheer stupidity of it. It's just the weirdest graphic. Here is 45 different games are going to be played over the next month. Yeah, crazy, it's too much. Wales v South Africa in Cardiff this weekend.
But with none of the players. Wales is without 12 of its players. The Boks are without 15 of their players.
Will be without a few too.
It's just silly.
Yeah. So we're going to post-mortemize it. It won't be a long one.
We can do the pre-mortem.
We could do a pre-mortem and see how that goes. The Premiership, the ERC, and the top 14 are all back in action this weekend. I don't know who's playing who. I've not looked at those yet, I have to admit. Are the Stormers back in action? Are you excited about that yet?
They are. So I'm most excited about the fact that the Stormers have invited me and the missus to come to Cape Town and then PE on the flight and the team bus, stay in the team hotel, and have immediate full access on the Stormers match against La Rochelle.
When's that happening?
The Champions Cup, the 13th of December.
Oh, wow. Okay. I have a sneaking suspicion we might be wrapped up for the year by then, which is a shame. But anyway. Anything else that we need to throw in here?
It was a hell of a show. Our first 100-minute show. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
It's not 100 minutes. It is, though, another great episode of the 8-9 Combo done and behind us. Our sincere thanks to Huw Jones for joining us. A really, really good chat. Tell us what you think by finding Harry and I on the socials and finding the 8-9 Combo on the socials as well. You can have your say here on the YouTube channel. We'd certainly love to hear from you. This is the 8-9 Combo, the short side set piece combination you didn't realize you needed in a rugby podcast. Sean Maloney's loaded in the closer. I'm Brett McKay. He's Harry Jones. He's doing something weird with his mic. But we will be back in your ears post-ish Wales, South Africa on the weekend.
Come play with us.
Here goes Jones with another bruising run. He links up with McKay, who pops back to Jones. They can't. They won't. They will. What a try. The Dream Team Combo go in again.